The 5 freedoms are standards of care developed to make sure that animals being cared for by people are getting everything they need to be happy and healthy. Haas uses the 5 freedoms to make sure that the animals in our shelter are getting everything they need. The second freedom is called freedom from discomfort. So when we think about being comfortable, we usually think of comfort when we're sitting or lying down, but comfort really goes much further than that. One of the things we can do is think about times when we are uncomfortable, and then think about how those things might impact animals. We have to realize that what may be comfortable for one type of animal may actually be uncomfortable for another type of animal. Additionally, just like us, all animals are individuals with their own unique likes and dislikes. So we may have to take the specific animal's feelings into consideration. One of the things that impacts comfort is temperature of the environment. Think about how you feel when you're too hot or too cold. But we can't assume that just because we have our thermostat set for our comfort, that the temperature is going to be comfortable for all pets. Some animals come from environments that are consistently 80 degrees or more, so if we want to ensure they're comfortable, we may have to place heating equipment in their enclosures. Which of these animals do you think would like a temperature of over 80 degrees? We have a chinchilla, a ball python, a sugar glider, a bearded dragon, or a rabbit. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Ball pythons, bearded dragons, and sugar gliders all originated from very warm climates, and those types of animals need to be kept warmer than 80 degrees. On the other hand, chinchillas and rabbits originally come from a cool environment, and they do a lot better in temperatures between 60 and 70 degrees. Additionally, some, but not all reptiles need a high level of humidity. If you're planning on getting a reptile as a pet, you'll have to do some research to find out if it's a desert species that likes air dry, or if it comes originally from a humid environment, and therefore you're going to need to work hard to keep the cage misted. Another thing to think about when we're talking about comfort is how much light is in an animal's cage. Did you ever notice that at certain indoor areas of the zoo, they keep it very dark? That's to accommodate the animals that feel most comfortable in the dark. Most of them are going to be nocturnal animals. Some of the animals we keep as pets also like to live in the dark. Which of the pets pictured do you think that would include? We have a sugar glider, guinea pig, rabbit, dog, Chinese hamster, and hedgehog. So the animals that would dislike a lot of light include the sugar glider, the Chinese hamster, and the hedgehog. Some animals like to have a hiding place for when they need to get away from too much stimulation or if they're scared. Which of these animals would need a place like that? So it's the same animals as before. We've got a sugar glider, guinea pig, rabbit, dog, Chinese hamster, or hedgehog. This was a little bit of a trick question because all animals need a place to go to get away from it all. Some animals might be a little bit more nervous than others and will require a hiding place more frequently, but all animals need a place to get away. Noise can be another factor that can impact comfort. Some types of animals will be able to handle the normal amount of noise that we have in the active areas of our homes, and others are extremely sensitive to noise and would be happier in a quiet room. Which of these animals do you think would be happier in a quiet area? So we have dog, chinchilla, cat, dwarf hamster, and rabbit. While all animals are going to be uncomfortable with excessive or loud noises, animals like cats and dogs generally can adapt to the regular noise levels in our house more easily than can animals like chinchillas, rabbits, and hamsters. One other thing we want to think about when we're talking about comfort is grooming. Grooming a pet can also help an animal feel more comfortable. What would be the benefit to an animal to trimming toenails? Here's 3 choices. A, the nails look nicer. B, so that the nails won't make an annoying clicking sound on the floor. Or C, shorter nails allow the animal to walk properly. The answer is C. Shorter nails allow the animal to walk properly. If an animal's nails get too long, it actually changes how the foot lands on the floor, and it can throw the joints in the leg out of alignment, causing some other physical problems. At Haas, we've also seen animals that came in where the nails were so long, they curved around and started growing into the other part of the leg. What about brushing a pet with fur? What kinds of advantages do you think that might have? Brushing is actually very important. If you have a long-haired animal that doesn't get brushed, what can happen is the hair gets so matted it starts to pull on the animal's skin and cause a lot of problems with overheating. So here's a picture of a dog that came into Haas. The dog hadn't been brushed, and on the right-hand side you see the dog has been freshly clipped, and on the left-hand side is the solid sheet of hair that was removed from the clippings. So all of that was hair that was removed from the dog and was causing some overheating and some discomfort for the poor dog. When we're talking about comfort, we also have to think about how we're handling a pet. So here we've got pictures of people holding 3 different animals. So on the far left-hand side, we have the woman holding the dog underneath the front legs. The back legs are dangling down. In the middle bottom, we have the cat that's being held by the scruff. And on the far right-hand side, we have somebody holding a dog by supporting the front chest and the back legs. So take a few seconds, think about which type of hold would be most comfortable for a pet. The most comfortable way for a pet to be held is by supporting both the back legs and the chest. If you hold the pet like the woman holding the dog under the front legs, the back legs are dangling down and the dog doesn't feel as very secure. If you're holding a pet by the scruff, you're just holding it by the skin, and that could actually be very painful for a pet. So the best way is the way this man is holding that golden retriever puppy. So when we talk about comfort, I've given you a whole lot to think about, and there might be some other ways that you can ensure that your pet is kept comfortable. At this point, it's up to you to do some research into how you can provide that for them. Thank you very much for visiting Haas Virtual Education Program, and we'll see you again soon.